Hey everybody, welcome into Northern Life here with Briggs and Hunter. I am Ryan. Thank you for joining us and a very happy Monday to you all.
Yeah, coming off the Apple Fest and everything like that this past weekend. It was a great time over there in Bayfield. It was a blast.
Awesome weekend, and just so you guys know, you're awesome and you two are awesome, and we know Briggs is certainly awesome.
I'm feeling awesome.
Because Briggs's mug says what, 3, 2, 1? You're awesome.
Our parent company, Gray TV, sent some of these out to us.
Oh, that's super nice. Look
and
at
so
that.
it just gives you a little boost every day, looking at your awesome mug, feeling good, drinking your awesome juice, coffee in here.
Coffee in there, awesome
It
juice.
is.
Like, wait,
Lots of coffee, all hours of the day.
Must have been a tough weekend.
Yeah,
We're joking. All jokes.
Well, we are happy to be here on this Monday, and we have to start our week out on a high note, too, sharing a beautiful good news story out of Morris, Minnesota, all about a generous man who's providing great memories both for himself and the younger generation in his community, too. Truly a story you're not going to want to miss.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. And I'm off to UW Superior learning the trade of piano tuning thanks to the knowledge and the expertise of Dennis Berryhill. That was fun to see, just the intricacies that go into tuning pianos and just how intense and complicated it is. I know I've got a piano in my house that really needs tuning really bad. So might have to take what I learned from there and go tune my piano at home. We'll see what happens here.
There's not a lot of worse sounds than an untuned piano. Nails on a chalkboard, maybe.
Sure.
But especially when you're a musician like Hunter, hearing that and you go, okay, maybe it's my singing or maybe it's the piano.
Or both. My parents agree with you, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But hey, it is Monday, and it's time for Monday Night Football. The Packers are taking on the Las Vegas Raiders tonight. And I don't know if you call this like a Monday moment, but I had this realization over the weekend that the Packers actually don't have a mascot.
Oh,
That's true.
There are 32 teams in the league. 4 of them don't have a mascot. That includes the Packers, and then I believe it's the Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay.
And then it's also the New York Giants and the New York Jets.
Oh, interesting.
So they're missing
New York.
out.
Yeah, they're truly
out the
missing out.
mascot.
They're missing out.
Oh, they got the Bills.
Yeah, that's true.
Right,
Yeah, the
the
Buffalo
Buffalo
Bills.
Bills.
Yep.
Okay.
I've never thought about
Swim
that before,
team.
I guess, though. Yeah, that's a good point. We've got Victor the Viking for the Vikings. I don't know who the Lions, it must be a lion or
The
something.
Lions
Detroit
got-
Lion.
Yeah, the Lions got a
maybe.
lion,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
A little lion suit.
They always have great names, too. So I know we were possibly talking about this maybe, but what would the Packers mascot be if they did have a mascot?
Woo!
I was thinking like a big block of cheese, maybe like a sharp cheddar running around, maybe some big boots on and some big fists.
What about Pepper Jack? It could be a guy named Jack.
There we go.
Pepper Jack
cool.
cheese.
That's a great
I was thinking a
idea.
little mouse would be kind of cute. But I don't think Packers fans would really appreciate a little tiny mouse. So it would have to be kind of a threatening mouse.
Maybe a
little-
rat or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some kind of fighting rat or
Rats
something.
like cheese, right?
I think they
yeah.
do. Who doesn't like cheese? Come on. It could be me for all we care.
Honestly, love cheese.
Hunter's the new Packers mascot.
Hi there, Packers fans.
Happy to be here.
Are you guys afraid of mascots at all? I know some people kind of are.
I have a friend Hope who tells me she's very afraid of mascots, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like how kids might have fears of clowns, even though she's an adult now.
I was going to say, is she like 5 years old or something?
No, she's an adult.
She's an adult. Okay.
Poor old.
Some kids are afraid of clowns, or I know when I was champ, some little kids were just like afraid of the mascots. Like, who are you? What are you doing here?
Right.
I understand, if you're a kid and it's like a totally bigger being and like what is controlling it? Why isn't his mouth moving? All that
why
sort of
doesn't he
stuff.
talk?
Yeah, why doesn't he talk to me? Exactly. So I can see maybe where that could be daunting or scary. But that's interesting.
I like all mascots, just mostly the animal ones, though. It's so fun to see a big, like, fluffy dog running around in, like, the big shoes or something. Precious.
Flopping around.
Big old ears. Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I'm sorry to inform you guys, but the months are winding down fast
Yes,
here in
they are.
2023. Man, I know we talked about our goals for the rest of the year on Friday, but I know a lot of folks are already making some holiday plans, too. So when does your guys' family start making those holiday plans, and does it stress you out when it maybe starts a little bit early? I was just talking with my mom last week. She texted me about Thanksgiving plans, and I was like, yes, thank you. I love nailing it down early because that eliminates a lot of stress for me. Like, what are we doing? Not that it changes that much every year to begin with, but we signed up for the Gobble Gallop, so I know I'll be running in that 5K here in Duluth. I can mentally prepare ahead of time.
So for you, it's more as soon as possible, get those plans figured out so that stress is completely gone.
I'd be okay if we were figuring it out in like July. I'd be like, all right, this is what we're doing for Christmas.
Nothing's up in the air, so you know where to be and when.
Yeah.
That's why I got Mama Half to let me know. Yeah, either a FaceTime or a text, even like a week or two before to say, hey, it's at Aunt Nancy's house. I'd be like, okay, we're driving to Rochester.
Hey, Ryan, it's at your house.
Yeah, I have a studio apartment. I hope that can fit 10 people.
Jeez.
It can all barely fit one.
Together, closeness.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. The holidays are all about this year.
Coming together.
The McCullough family is very laid back when it comes to holiday plans. We do the same thing every single year. Christmas, I don't think we really even do presents or anything like that anymore. We just kind of, it's all about being together and with a couple other family members, and it's a very nice, relaxing time. No stress whatsoever, and very laid back, like I said. So very thankful for that time, with the family. So
any traditions, things you do on those holidays? Any foods you're looking forward to?
My mom makes the best nachos. Yeah. On Christmas Eve, always, we call them nachos Navidad, which I think we might have taken.
Are they with the red and green chips?
She has done that before. Yes, and it was so festive, so festive.
Wow.
Feliz Navidad.
Yes.
That's fantastic. My favorite thing is, I've talked about this before, I think on the morning show years ago, but it's the bun. It's the huge bun for Thanksgiving. You put everything on it. You put the turkey, you put the cranberry sauce, you put mashed potatoes. Everything goes on this bun. Things are dripping down your face. It's like, it's my favorite thing about Thanksgiving. So everything, honestly.
Kind of like that Thanksgiving burrito they do at Burrito Union.
Yeah.
Real tasty.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, well, a whole lot more fun coming up, too. Hunter's headed back to campus, but not at St. Cloud State this time. The piano player actually becomes the mentee. Thanks for joining us here on Northern Light.
Welcome back. I've played piano almost all my life, but I've never had to actually tune a piano. And I've got an electric keyboard, I've got a real keyboard as well, a real piano, and that's kind of a lost art these days. So it may seem kind of like a lost form, but however, that's not the case here in the Twin Ports, thanks to one expert who's teaching his craft to those next in line. Hey everybody, we are on the job today. We're at UWS and we have Dennis Berryhill, who has been the piano tuner here for 40 years. What got you into piano tuning first off?
Well, I loved woodworking, and I've always enjoyed music. I've enjoyed piano music. I love the physics of the piano. I love the repair work. I have the best customers in the world. They always pay their bills. They're talented, intelligent people. They bring joy to people's lives. They make you cookies when you show up.
So this is a baby grand, correct?
This is a concert grand.
Concert grand.
This is a Steinway B. It's almost 7 feet.
Okay.
And this would be about $130,000 piano new. Then they get more expensive and they do get bigger.
Typically it's 88 keys.
88
right?
keys.
But how many strings per key on average?
Well, there's 3 strings in the midsection to the treble section, 3 strings per note, and then the bass strings, they can be 2 or 1 depending on where it is in the scale.
Okay.
So that it's probably about 230 strings that have to be tuned. And this is a very high tension instrument. There are 18 tons of tension on this. So think of like 9 cars, piled into this tension. There is 11,000 parts, one assembled to another, to make an average piano.
Wow! What is this tool? And this is obviously probably the tuner.
So it's
like a beer tap.
It kind of does, yeah. Now this is it's called a tuning lever or tuning wrench, and these are the tuning pins here. So what the tuner is basically doing is he's winding the notes, the strings, and he's tightening the wire, and then he's loosening the wire to make it be in tune. Little micro movements, and it's not as easy as you think. Try and tune that.
Oh my gosh.
Not too much.
That's too far. Getting closer. Okay, that's too far. That's some micro movements. How do you do it? And you gotta use a lot of force. So let me get this straight. You're doing this by ear? Do you have a tool at least to make it?
I started out tuning by ear. But electronic tuners have come a long way. At this point, I'm using actually an app on my phone, and it's amazing the amount of information it will give you.
Yeah. Can I play for a little bit? Can I play a quick thing?
Jump in. What was it like playing on this?
It's so cool. Like I said, there's no better feeling than playing on a concert grand.
And you were in control.
Yes.
And the music was just flowing out of you.
That's so cool.
You got to experience what I wanted you to experience, that this is a really cool Steinway Grand that's in really great shape. It's easy to master it. My job is to provide you the tool that you need to be great. Your inner great can come out. What you were bringing out was the power of this instrument.
Mm-hmm. How rare is it to have somebody that's so young into this sort of thing?
Well, it's more rare than I'd like. We've been recruiting some younger guys, and I've got another guy shadowing me today. I don't want this to be a dying profession. Piano's over 300 years old. I'd like to see, it continue for centuries. And this information has to be passed on. It has to be part of the future.
Man, I didn't know we were going to get a Hunter McCullough concert today.
That was a blast. That was so cool. I forget because for my band, I play on the keyboard so much. So it's so fun to go back and actually play on real pianos. Like he said in that package, there's nothing like playing an actual piano that is freshly tuned, sounds amazing. I mean, my gosh, that was an awesome shoot.
And a lot of people can't say they've played on an $130,000 piano, let alone helped tune a $130,000 piano.
I wouldn't have trusted.
Were you sweating a little bit when you're holding that wrench?
Just a tad,
Snap a wire or something?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Anybody who's tuned a guitar before knows how complicated that can be, but it's 3 strings per key. So he's got to tune all 3 of these strings exactly the same, and then for every single key. I mean, it's a lot. It's tedious work for him to do, and that was really cool to see just all the intricacies that go into that.
Yeah. When did you start playing piano?
I think I was in 2nd grade when I started playing piano, and I took lessons for like 2 years, and then I quit, and I wanted to stop, but then I kept going, and the rest was by ear, and I love the piano. It's so much fun.
Well, you were very impressive right there.
Thank you.
I was like, well, Hunter must play the piano every day.
I sure do. I love playing piano.
Might do it for part of his living as well. Hey, coming up, it is time for some more good news. A Minnesota man is channeling his money and energy to benefit kids in his town, finding a positive route to overcome loneliness. Certainly an awesome story. We'll be right back here on Northern Life. Hey everybody, we love starting our week with good news, and we couldn't not share this beautiful story out of western Minnesota.
Yeah, CARE TV's Boyd Hubert shows us how a man fighting loneliness brought joy to himself and his community, all through a generous decision.
When we first told you about the retired judge,
here comes the cement truck,
who built a backyard pool at age 94.
It's 16 by 32.
You had to have asked, how long could he even enjoy it? 6 years later, here's your answer.
Secret is don't die.
Keith Davison has reached a milestone.
Yeah. He's 100 now.
100. And still asking the same question of Morris, Minnesota's
Hi.
kids.
You ready to go swimming? I knew I had to do something or go nuts.
The World War II veteran with no grandchildren was battling loneliness back then.
April of 2016. That's when I lost her.
Alone in his empty house after the death of his wife, Evie.
You cry a lot. That's just the way it is.
And now, kids in the pool, parents on the deck next to him.
She knows what to do.
I love being here.
Beverly Metzger comes with daughter Zoe 2 or 3 times a week. And how does this compare to Morris's other pool?
What other pool?
The only outdoor pool in Morris
The judge's pool.
has become their pool, too.
You know, it's a terrible business expense. It's terrible, but it's one of the best investments I ever made.
3, 2, 1, go!
An investment
Alrighty.
continuing to yield dividends.
We're celebrating Judge turning 100.
How you doing there?
A party with all the usual attractions.
Okay.
Plus,
It was a lot different when I was 18.
a 100-year-old guest of honor who still plays in the community band.
And he's playing the largest instrument at age 100. It's pretty amazing, pretty incredible.
Lonely.
You've been so generous to this community.
No more.
Thank you for enriching our lives with your goodness, love, generosity, and wisdom.
All I can say is that I'm surrounded by friends. And what more could you ask for?
Keith Davison dug a hole in his backyard.
That's his pool, right?
A hole
Happy birthday,
now as full
dear Judge.
as his 100-year-old heart.
Oh my
You
God.
don't know whether to laugh and smile or cry.
Yeah, all sorts of emotions.
But beautiful, beautiful story. We just needed to share that. I mean,
Yep.
you know, a lot of people out there fighting loneliness and need a lot of love, and it's good to see that his community is returning the favor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just goes to show how much relationships like that can really boost your life. It's amazing.
Amen to that.
Yeah, well, coming up, we're going to look at what's coming up tomorrow after the break. All right, coming up tomorrow, I get to put both Ryan and Hunter under the blindfold. This was a fun one without giving away too much, though. Let's just say they're getting put to work with a sweet surprise at a place that's very, very familiar to them. Yes, it was quite the venture just getting there.
Yes.
But even more of an adventure once they took their blindfolds off.
Is this our first time doing 2 people blindfolded for a blindfold shoot?
I think it is the first one to air.
Yes.
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 so-
Okay. So you just having to corral us, and
I did.
That
I
was
was
a
like,
challenge.
I was like not dragging, but holding you both by your hands and be like, okay, it's very hard to lead 2 blindfolded people.
Right. It's funny watching that video back too, because you realize, man, I look like such a fool walking
Right?
around with this blindfold on, trying to get into the car, making sure I don't hit my head.
Yep.
Hunter, when we did the UMB one, he ran me into about 2 or 3 poles.
I was a
So
bad leader.
I appreciate you not
Yes.
running us into anything.
Briggs is a very good leader. So
Thank you. Yeah, I tried my best. I'm like, you have to remember, like, you have to remind people that there's like a sidewalk.
Step up here.
A big step.
Yep, exactly.
Very careful.
Change in elevation. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much for starting your week with us. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Hope you have a fantastic day.
Find some time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.